right, Samori Benjamin here at Yankee Stadium before the Yankees take on the Twins. They're with Minnesota Twins All-Star outfielder Byron Buxton. Byron, it's good seeing you again, man. And folks, got the chance to meet Byron back in 2013 at Citi Field when he was in the fifth game. And like I was saying, Byron, it's always great seeing you young guys. I get a chance to meet you at the future game, and then I see you all get in the major leagues and do your thing. So always great seeing you. And you know, I asked a lot of guys for the audience just how you all came up playing baseball. I know you're from Georgia, so a lot of ball players that I've come across recently, black ball players too from the area. But how did you? I know you were into all three of the sports, so how did you really get locked into baseball?
It was just something my dad kind of wanted me to try out. Started out playing basketball, basketball and track, so that was kind of like my go-to thing. And decided to play baseball at 4, 5-ish, and I was just one of those things that kind of clicked for me. And I stuck with it. My dad stayed on me with it, and you know, just each year I wanted to get a little bit better and better. And I don't think my dad knew too much about it. Like, we watched it, but he didn't know much about it. So it was a little bit more of a learning curve for him too. So him and my mom taught me everything I needed to know about baseball.
Wow, so you said your father was not really into it until you came along.
Right.
That is, okay. That's similar to me when I was growing up. So I guess your interest got your father involved. So, and you said that you ran track. So, I mean, a lot of kids really don't run track at a young age. So how did you get into that, and what was that like for you at a young age?
Track came when I got to school. They have like the track team or whatever, and then you do the little tryouts and stuff like that. And I was just blessed to be fast, you know, and being fast, that kind of opened a little bit more eyes. And when I was smaller, to do more things, do more track or basketball, whatever the situation was. I knew I loved to run, so track and field just kind of was something for me to do, to not necessarily pass time, because it helped me to get to where I am today. That's why I'm fast. But as a kid, it was something fun to do with my friends.
And Georgia is a big football state, and I know you play football, so how was that for you, and how good were you at football?
Football's fun. I only played football so I didn't have to get a job. That was kind of the little rule my parents had. So football, I loved it. You know, quarterback helped my arm stay strong when I went to baseball. So I played quarterback first 2 years, and I went to wide receiver and free safety my senior year. But just playing quarterback helped me evolve, not just as a not just as a
number one, number two pick.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It just helped me evolve, not as just a ball player, but I pitched a little bit in high school, and my velo each year, just in my opinion, throwing the football and playing football, getting tougher, the mental side and physical side helped me on the baseball side.
Were you a Falcons fan?
Negative. I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
Okay.
I'm a Bucs fan.
How did that happen?
The Bucs was playing. My dad is a big Peyton Manning fan, so the Bucs was playing, and obviously the Bucs won, you know. And ever since then, I loved the Buccaneers. And then that same year was the year they won it. So I've really been a Bucs fan since then.
That's funny because at that same time, my favorite player of all time was on the Falcons. Mike Vick, baby.
Big, yeah. I was a big fan. I will say that. I was a big fan.
My favorite athlete of all time. Yeah. All right, cool. And so, in basketball, I know you play basketball as well. So, how much were you involved in that, and how was that?
Basketball. I played basketball for most of my life until 10th grade of high school. We was actually pretty good in basketball. So my freshman year, I missed like the first 2-3 weeks of baseball, and I knew, like, if that's how basketball was going, I wasn't with missing my first 2 to 3 weeks of baseball. So my sophomore year, we were good, but I don't think we made the playoffs my sophomore year. We got put out, and I was like, okay, we got put out, but I had 4 days of practice before the first game of baseball, you know, and it was like, I don't really like rushing. So stopped playing basketball after my sophomore year and just played football and in baseball.
So were you a fan of any of the Atlanta teams?
I like the Braves. I was a big Braves fan growing up. Love Chipper Jones, Rafael Bacall, Andrew Jones. I love the Braves growing up.
Okay, so coming up in Georgia, did you realize that there weren't a lot of Afro-American kids or Afro-American players in the Major League? I'm not sure. There might have been a lot of black kids growing up where you were from in the baseball. But like here in New York, I'm from, there really wasn't. So how was it for you?
Nah, it wasn't many. Most of the teams I played on, I was the only one. And then my cousin, who was a year under me, so I got to play with him a year when he caught up to me. So we played together for 6 or 7 years, and then we played travel ball together. So most of the time it was me and my cousin that was on the team together and played together. So it ain't something that was a big deal in the South. It was just something that most people looked at it and was like, y'all play baseball? It was like, yeah. Like most people scared of that, you know, and just my dad, like I said, teaching me, my mom teaching me as well, and just not letting me give up.
Yeah, and it must have been a lot of fun for you. You were one of the top players in the nation in high school, so you did lots of damage on the baseball field. What are some of your best memories of playing baseball in high school in Georgia?
The best memory I got is winning the championship my senior year. Just winning it with those guys. That was the same group of guys I played travel ball with for 8, 9, 10, 11 years. Like, we played travel ball since we was little, so it made it a little bit easier when we got to that big stage to just sink in and have that bond and chemistry. You know, it was 11 seniors on our team, and every one of us played travel ball together growing up. So it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And before I get to when you got drafted, I know there's several black players from the Atlanta area, Georgia, who I've come across recently, like C.J. Abrams and even Jahmai Jones on the Yankees, and you have Butler with Oakland. Did you? I know you're a little bit older than them and you came ahead before them. Have you got a chance to just see any of what they were doing when they were coming up?
I watched them in high school, and then obviously they made it to the big league, so I've been able to watch them and follow them in their big league career. But it's kind of something where I guess it's very unique. All the Georgia boys kind of know each other, and it's just one of those things where we always show respect to each other. So it's it's not known, but it's just something that just kind of happens.
Yeah, even right. It's crazy because Grant Williams is over there, basketball player. My good friend is actually, that's his brother. It's crazy, I just see him. But but that's very interesting. I know like Jason Hayward is from that area, and even Will Benson, he's your height. He's someone who I met last year. So that's really cool, man. Now, you get drafted number 2 overall in the 2012 draft, right?
That's right.
And Carlos Correa, he picked first. He just came across, so you guys are on the same team now. But how was it for you, man, to just be able to? There must have been a dream to be picked number 2 overall in the Major League Baseball Draft.
1,000%. Obviously, you're never guaranteed anything. So to be able to be blessed and thankful enough to have my name called, especially that high in the draft, and where I'm from, people think that's impossible, but the impossible is not possible. So it's just one of those things where it opened a lot of eyes for the kids back home to whatever they put their dreams or minds to, that the dreams, your mind, your heart, whatever it is, you can do it.
And I know that you had a chance to be under the tutelage of James Rawson, hitting coach. He was hitting coach here. Someone who I interviewed about 2 weeks ago. He's from this area and all that. He's a great guy. It's amazing that he's the hitting coach of the Yankees. I saw you all talking and all that. So what was it like to just be around him and have him as the hitting coach for a while?
It was awesome. We still got a great relationship, still talking all season. There's times where if he ain't busy, me and my family drive down, we hang out. Like, it's just, you meet people in baseball that are very special to you, and that bond don't go anywhere, whether you're on the same team or playing against one another. Like, it don't go anywhere. So, it's very special what we have.
Now, you have done a lot of really great things in the game, and your Major League debut, though, what do you remember about your Major League debut?
Winning. Like, we won 43 in Texas. I remember Eddie Rosario hitting the ball in the right center gap. It was globe life too, the whole part. It was hot. And I scored first to home. That was the biggest thing in my first game.
Do you recall who your first home run came against?
I just know it was in Detroit.
In Detroit. Okay.
I want to say Valdez, but I'm not sure. I don't think he's in the bigs anymore. I think he might have retired.
Got you. Now, 2 years ago, you made the All-Star team out in LA, and I was there for that as well. And you homered in that game too. You actually went back-to-back with Stanton over here on the Yankees. So, how did it feel to get voted to the All-Star game, and what was it like, being in that game and hitting that home run out in LA?
That's another blessing, just thankful for that opportunity to, be well enough to be picked to play on the All-Star team. But the All-Star game was fun. To be able to, have a moment like that in the All-Star game and your family is there, your kids is there, it's just one of those memories you'll never forget. It's something that, it's a dream of a lifetime. It's something you couldn't put it in a book, and I read that book and told you that was going to happen.
And you've won a Gold Glove. You're a great defensive player. How did it feel to be recognized for your defense?
It's good. I'm a big defensive person. That was my dad growing up. Then defense wins championships, and that's something that is kind of second nature to me. It's one of those things where I just go out there and just kind of treat it like free safety. Anything that zones or roams around in my area is my ball. So it's fun.
And two more for you. You are playing with Carlos Correa. I said you all were in the same draft. He was picked first, you was picked second. So what's it like being able to play with him? I saw he came and gave you a dap before he came and did his work. So how's that been?
It's fun. Obviously, I got to play with him the last few years, and just being around him and learning from him, picking his brain, it's fun. We got a great group of guys that love to learn and figure things out. So to have him on our side, the Platinum Glove winner, it's just one of those things where you just go out there and play. Try to have as much fun as you can and take in those memories. It's never in a lifetime I thought me and him would ever play together, just to the point of we was 1 and 2. But to be able to be like that in the draft and then link up still later down the road that's also another dream come true.
Yeah, now the NBA Finals gets underway tomorrow. I'm not sure, you probably still pay attention some. What do you think about the Finals? Do you have a team who you think is going to win?
I guess Dallas. They beat the Timberwolves, so I'm going to go with Dallas.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too.
Yeah.
And last one for you, just so far, like I said, I met you first time Futures game 2013 at Citi Field. So from that point on to here, what do you think about your career so far?
It's fine. Been hurt a lot, but for the most part, just being able to put this uniform on every day and just come out here and play. That's the biggest thing for me, is just coming out here playing. None of that outside noise bothers me, because first I'm a dad and then I got kids to go home to. So at the end of the day, they don't care about what I'm doing out here or the situation. It's what is my dad gonna do when I get home. So, this right here is just come out here, treat it like a game, and have as much fun as I can. Because after this, I'm more than just a baseball player, and I know that.
All right, so the last one for you. The 2 stars in Minnesota, Edwards, you mentioned the Timberwolves, and Jefferson with the Vikings. Have you had a chance to get to be around them much at all?
Not much. Just with the seasons being different and stuff like that, we're never, I wouldn't say never, but we're not really in that same area all the time. And if we are, most of the time we're working.
Okay, well, like I said, Byron, it's been great following your career since I first got the chance to meet you in 2013, and love watching you play. Folks, one of the most exciting players in the game, Byron Buxton, Minnesota Twins outfielder and DH, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, folks, we're back.